Well, hi Tony. It's Jerry here. I've just finished unpacking at least one of the cylinder heads, and I've unpacked and had a look at the gaskets. They're all in great shape, and the valves are all in great shape. One of the valve stems got a couple of very small nicks on it, but other than that, they're in very good condition. And I looked at how you've got them all lapped, and they look pretty good. And of course, there's the dual springs with the damper and the retainers and so on are in that box right there, and they're all in great shape. And there's my coffee, which will be replaced by a glass of red wine in about 10 minutes, or as soon as I finish this video. Anyways, I'm very impressed with the amount of work and the level of effort, obviously, that you put into these cylinder heads. I mean, it's incredible. Here's a little look. I'm not sure how good this camera is. It's actually a still camera that has a video mode, so it may not be doing it justice here, but there's a look at the intake ports, and a lot of work, a lot of work. I can certainly see that there's a lot of time and effort put into this, an incredible amount of time. And I've tried it myself, so I know how long it takes. By the way, I'm doing this out on my front deck, just sort of in a little jury rig setup here, because in my shop, which is quite small, it's only 9 by 12, I've got two big engines in it, and all the parts and the pieces that go with them, and it's stacked right up to the ceiling. And of course there's a box of beer in there taking up the rest of the space. So I'm doing it out here. These are going to be going into my house inside, probably in the bed. Of course the wife doesn't know that yet, but it'll go next to the crankshaft that I bought last year, which is sitting under the bed. That's a 4750 crankshaft. Anyway, so there's a couple of valves. I just stuck them in there just to see how everything worked. They're not even the right valves for that particular cylinder. But anyways, everything looks pretty good. I don't have any qualms at all. I can understand there's some dust on it, but that's just part of the game. I would never put anything together without cleaning it anyways. So I am very impressed. The level of effort you put into these cylinder heads is incredible. Incredible. I mean, nowadays, who does that? They lock it up in a 5-axis machine, and then somebody pushes in the button, programs, starts the code that somebody else made, and it goes away and spends a couple of hours or an hour whittling away on the machine, and you get out of it some compromised valve job, because they don't have routines or code for every single type of cylinder head. Maybe most of the popular ones, but not every single type of cylinder head. So frequently you'll only get a compromise port and polish job. But I am just so pleased that getting these heads delivered to me was a nightmare because of UPS. UPS, the things that they did to me, you wouldn't believe. I don't have enough time in this video, but the amount of money I spent on UPS to get these heads shipped from Springfield, Tennessee up to Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I could have flown down from Ottawa to Nashville, rented a car, stayed in a hotel, picked up the cylinder heads, had a couple of beers with you, and maybe more than a couple, but anyways, I would have liked to have had more than a couple, and then flown back the next day with my cylinder heads and luggage, and it wouldn't have cost me this amount of money. Honestly, I'm not kidding. I won't tell you how much it was, but it was closer to $1,000 than it was to nothing. So it cost a lot of money. So I am just ecstatic that I have these cylinder heads, and believe me, I'm going to be going, washing everything up, cleaning everything up, test fitting everything, putting the valve springs in. I just can't wait. Unfortunately, I will have to wait until at least a couple of days to get the stuff that's on my workbench off, and on the engines that are in there. As I promised you, this is my thank you. And I say thank you very much, because an incredible job. Nobody in the world besides you, Tony, has the patience to do this. Nobody. Even the old-timers that I've seen do it, they didn't do this much work. And of course, these being pretty big cylinder heads, it required a lot of work, and I'm sure you went through a bit of tools and a lot of air. So thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate it very much, and believe me, I should put your name on the side of my car when I'm rumbling down the street. And maybe I will. I'll certainly get a little tag made up and put it on the valve covers mentioning your name and Headbytes. So thanks a lot. I'll send this video to you today, and I just got these home about an hour ago. I just couldn't wait to get them out of the wrapping. And they were wrapped, they could have gone to the moon and back. They were wrapped well enough. It took me probably an hour to get them unwrapped. Anyways, talk to you later, Tony. Thanks again. You did a fantastic job, and I love you, buddy. Take care.